So with these openings, Spirit, how can how can we look into how are these openings going to affect the collective? Like, what are some things that we should be aware of as it pertains to what is opening? What should be aware of as it pertains to what we are opening? What should we be aware of? What should we be aware of? Ooh, there we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank you. What should we be? Thank you. This is serious. All right. Yeah, okay. Well, this is what we're gonna do, y'all. It's coming. So we have the Queen of Wands, Star, Princess of Chalices. We've got, okay, look, we have got the Hierophant and the Knight of Wands. So this is going back to the previous because obviously they're connected. So we're going to leave these at the base, the Hierophant. Again, yay, look at what didn't show up. Oh my gosh, how exciting. Those Eight of Swords, they gone. Look, be gone. We don't need you. We don't need none of that. That's the past. Those are our past selves. We done the work. We done the work. We the Hierophant. We ready for this change. Knight of Wands, we ready. So this is going to be this grounding, right? Like, how is this going to affect us? This is our grounding. We have got the wisdom. We have got what we've learned from our past, and we are moving forward with optimism and high energy. Thank you, Jupiter and Aries, for being here. So how is this going to open us up? How is this opening going to maneuver? We have the Queen of Wands, the Star, the Princess of Chalices, the Knight of Chalices, Strength, and the Queen of Chalices. Whoa, emotional fulfillment. Like there is a lot of water here. Thank you, Saturn in Pisces, and Neptune still in Pisces, and Mars, which is our action taker, and also the owner of the next two eclipses, right? Because we have the Aries eclipse, the one that conjoins it in May, is going to be in Scorpio, and Mars is the traditional ruler of Scorpio. So Mars is in action, and he is in Cancer right now. All things. Thank you. And this to me is, as we look at how is this opening us out, there is a lot of movement. There's so much water here. Ooh, I'm even like feeling water, like lots of water. There is a lot of movement here that Mars in Cancer is really working through. It is that emotional, it's that emotional maturity that we've been talking about. We talked about the warrior energy, right? I believe it's pronounced Chali. How are you doing? Good to see you. Mars and Scorpio. I am a Mars in Cancer myself. Mars and Scorpio. Love that. Great energy. Thank you for joining the stream. And thank you for chatting. So, the water energy here, we talked about Mars's journey. And you can go back and rewatch that one. It is not on Twitch anymore. The highlight is, but it is on YouTube. It was all about the warrior energy, and that signified Mars. It was Mars maturing energy through his transit in Gemini, and then bringing that into the waters of Cancer, where he can also mature in not just from the thought process, but from the heart process, from the spirit process, from the internal intuitive feeling process that we all have. It's part of what being a human is, right? And how can he bring that maturity there before he gets into the fires of Leo and really gets driving again and gets to join with Venus as she goes through Leo and does her retrograde there. So this is like all of this water here, and especially because it is a couple. We have the Princess and the Knight of Chalices. Like, I even think, speaking of cherry, even in this Princess of Chalices card, I think those are cherry blossoms back there. So might be another signifier for somebody, but this is all about the abundance of spring. I see here we have Taurus on the side of this horse of the Knight of Chalices. We have Taurus on the Princess of Chalices. So there is something very, very grounded. Again, how is this opening affecting you? There is something deeply signified unity here, very strong in the, like, almost that maturity with the Hierophant, almost that, and the star here, that maturity of being that warrior that is able to connect deeply with their emotions, is able to own and honor their center, their power, is able to empathize, because again, we can't forget about the collective and others, and is able to empathize without causing disarray within their own emotional center. And that's where I feel the star is coming in from, right? Like if you look here, she is in water and water is just dripping down her arms. There is a cleansing. How is this opening up? How is all of this conversation affecting? There is a deep cleansing that's happening. That can be intentional on your part as part of Aries, where you're actually, with the Queen of Wands, taking that action to cleanse. It could be something like getting a new Reiki certification. I got somebody, my girl does that if you need one. And working to energetically cleanse yourself. It could be starting new altars. It could be starting new classes. It could be going and doing new yoga practices, trying different styles of yoga. It could be sound bathing. There could be this intentional cleansing. It could maybe not even be intentional. It could be happening again, because it is the star. It is up here. We still have Neptune in this picture. It could be this unintentional cleansing on your part, where you are being cleansed and purified through all of these openings. I'm walking into the bright light, right? Because here's the thing. This Knight of Wands is on. He is moving towards that sunset. He is moving towards the sun and all of the adventure. That could take going through something, right? It could take going through, having that journey, going on that journey, being willing to go on that journey. That could be the cleanse that is there. The cleanse could be, fuck those 8 of Swords that were there. We don't need those anymore. I'm here. I'm in my power. I'm ready to take action. Look at how happy this Queen of Wands is. I mean, she happy. And I love this glyph right here. This, I know it doesn't, but this glyph really reminds me of Uranus, which Uranus still has a very big part to play in Taurus, as we've got this Taurus energy here, especially with the strength here in the bull. Oh, and over here on this Queen of Cups too. And you can see it on the Hierophant. Dude, Taurus is all over. But this reminds me of Uranus, and Uranus is still in Taurus. He also has a big part to play as we begin to get into these eclipse energies and into the next round of eclipses. So yeah, Uranus ain't done, but look at how happy she is. She's like, I am fucking ready for whatever that dude can bring. I am so ready for his chaotic change. Bring it on. We are here. And even with this strength, we ready. We are grabbing that bull by the horns. We are ready for those changes. Go ahead. Go ahead and come at me, bro. This bull ain't happy. Typically, what I love about this rendition of this deck, typically this strength card has normally a female, and I love that he is with this gentleman here on the strength, has the a lion pendant around his neck. This bull is not happy, and typically in the strength card, it is a taming of the bull. It's the feminine being able to control through her wisdom, through her strength, the bull. That is not this card. This bull has like smoke coming out of his nose. He's dug his heels in. He is coming fucking at it. But the dude ain't afraid. Those 8 of Swords, they gone. He is jubilant. He is taking this Knight of Wands, but he also has that Hierophant wisdom. This ain't the first time he's taken the bull by the fucking horns. He got this. He has got this. But I also think, and I'm hearing the word wrestle, with all of this energy here and the fact that this card has the Leo lion as a pendant, which means that this gentleman is somehow aligned with the archetype of the Leo. And Leo, Venus, and Mars have a really big story coming up in Leo season on what Leo, all of this energy that's going to happen in Leo. Again, I kept saying today, this is not about today. It's not about tomorrow. It ain't even about quarter 2, right? It is about the long term. And so there is something you may be wrestling with your strength, wrestling with all of this water, wrestling with this cleansing, wrestling with the actions. Doesn't mean you're not optimistic, doesn't mean you're not doing it, but you may be wrestling with the outcomes until Leo season. Or you're going to get started and the wrestling might happen in Leo season where you got Leo is a fixed sign. I'm a Leo sun. I know we are fixed. There is a fixedness about Leo. The fire is not wildfire like Aries. It is very controlled and contained. And so there could be this wrestling with, all right, I had all these things, and especially with the bull here. Now you got 2 fixed signs up in here. Pluto's in Aquarius. There's your 3rd fixed sign. I've got all of this. I was working, I was doing all the things I needed to do, and now things have to shift and change. I have the strength to do it. Again, we are in limbo this week. This is a week of limbo. We are in limbo. We may be wrestling with that limbo a little bit. We may be wrestling in the future with the things that we do because we don't have the whole story. Then we have the Queen of Chalices, which again goes back to this Terrain. It goes back to the Prince. Like this is a whole family right here, right? There's a whole family. But how I'm seeing this too with the way that it's coming out in the cards is this union of the Princess and Knight. This is still very youthful energy. This is the Maiden. We are in Maiden season right now. And this is that energy where there's going to be strength, there's going to be action, there's going to be you're going to have to do things in order to get to this queen, right? A princess and a knight just don't pop and become the queen the next day. There's some things that you got to go through. There's some trials and tribulations is how I'm hearing it. There's some trials and tribulations to get to this queen. All right, let's get a wisdom of the tree oracle for this question. What wisdom do you have, tree oracle, for us? Ooh, thank you. Ooh, holly. Oh, I love that. Look at this beautiful holly that popped out. Let's take a look. $57. Ooh, truth. Man, we had a huge truth session last for the moon, right? Like that was getting real. Okay, 57. Okay, Holly, truth. Holly Diva message. With my sharp-edged leaves and scarlet berries, I am one of the most easily recognizable trees in the forest. I have powerful associations with spirituality, and I represent the truth. Let me support you in your own quest for veracity. It is partly the holly's red berries that link it so strongly with Christmas. For centuries, red has been considered a powerful dispeller of evil. So the buried branches of holly combined decoration with spiritual protection. No doubt the spiny leaves were also thought to help keep evil spirits at bay. The wood from holly is white and finely grained. It is commonly used as a decorative inlay and sometimes also to make parts of musical instruments. The dried leaves of some holly species are drunk as tea, while others are used as an emetic or ceremonial stimulant. native to Europe, Northern Africa, and Western Asia. Bears flowers and poisonous berries, grows to 50 feet or 15 meters tall. So the message is, do not let yourself confuse fact with fiction or rational thought with wishful thinking. Hello, Saturn. This is not a good time to indulge in fancies or idle dreams. Listen to your conscience as it guides you towards honesty and truthfulness. Hallelujah. Praise all spirit. Thank you for bringing this card, because the question was for this spread was, again, how is all of this movement, all of this stuff that's happening, how is it affecting all the things? And coming out with all the cards that were here, do not let yourself get confused between fact and fiction, rational thought, and wishful thinking. This goes back to that conversation about get your values, get your objectives, goals, get clarity. This is not a good time to indulge in fantasies and idle dreams. There is nothing fantastical here. I guess maybe you can do the star a little bit, might be a little fantastic. There's nothing fantastical here. Nothing fantastical. Maybe the only thing is the star, but this really read as a cleanse. Really read as a cleanse. Listen to your conscience as it guides you towards honesty and truthfulness.